actually a private and personalized experiences company.
Nice.
And I've been working with Locals for over 6 years now. And we've evolved a lot as a company. And we have gone from 65 cities to 300 cities now, which is also what I shared at Arival this morning. So yeah, our mission is to connect the local hosts together with travelers who really want to enjoy a city like they're going out with a friend and, get the local side of things. So we like to create sustainable tours, like to create local tours. But yeah, we're trying to figure out the right balance of doing it in a scalable way to offer it to as many people as possible and increase our community of guide networks.
Yeah, no, I really loved your presentation. I shared it with our founders, showing that you were able to get your per city launch from 20K down to 1K. That's ambitious for us for sure. Yeah. But I think, I'm trying to, I think very much like the insight that you provided, I think was AI can do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. Yeah. It can build a lot of the scaffolding out. And then if you can have really great curators, really great human beings go in and add the final 5%, the real optimization to local cultural standards and norms, and fact check the AI basically with like really great human curators. Yeah. It kind of helps you do the scaffolding really fast and then spend the important time on the curation, which I think is pretty exciting.
A sense of what I shared this morning. Mm-hmm. Really to get the humans to check the last bit, because we don't want to just run a city based on AI information, because that wouldn't be fair also to the customers. We do want to have a human check everything and give feedback, and we're open to the back and forth to be able to improve a city. But what also works well for us is to be able to use the information from the cities we had all these years and then let the AI models learn from that. So it's not really as simple as just going in GPT and giving it a prompt. Can you create a tour for me in Paris that covers food in this neighborhood? It's a little more than that, because we do want to give it the information of what has worked well and then try and emulate that in the new cities that we open.
That's awesome. So you guys have your own LLM trained on your prior destinations and what's worked?
Trying to strive towards.
Okay, so you are looking for kind of the half art, half science of it, which is pre-existing tours which work well and sell well, I imagine. How do you choose new cities? Is that AI, or is that more the instinctive piece, or what's the blend of art and science with a new city development?
I mean, it's been a combination of both again. Because the first thing when we do choose a new city is to make sure that the city has everything with locals can do justice to and can do a great job to. So if our concepts, which are much like food tours or walking tours, so think of a highlights, hidden gems, or an off the beaten path tour, can this work well in a new city that we're looking at? So that's the starting point. But we do combine that together with data around how much footfall there is for a city. So it's a combination of both of those things that drive it. So far we've been working very well in Europe and Asia. US as a supply market is something we're trying to crack now. It's not, US doesn't have so many walking cities, so then our model has to change and tweak a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's the innovation piece. So we need that learning before we can leverage AI to scale it in the US.
You'll have to do some R&D on San Diego this week. We've got a pretty walkable downtown and a lot of other neighborhoods that are pretty awesome. So very cool. So I also wondered, you did a really cool final part of your presentation talking about the human aspect, but really around the craft of the master. You showed this Japanese tea specialist that 30 years experience doing Japanese tea ceremonies. How do you find those individuals that have that just amazing craftsman background to where they can provide an experience that almost is priceless, that money can't buy?
Oh, 100%. We have a couple of those. We have one in Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, where we have an artist who has a sculpture that's part of the Sagrada Familia. So imagine going on a tour with her to then watch Sagrada Familia. It's a very different experience. I've done the tour. You understand about light, architecture in such a different perspective. So we have a fair amount of those experiences. And finding them is still really like the old school way, like getting in touch with our networks. Now that we have 2,500 hosts all over the world,
a lot of word of mouth.
So it's more word of mouth, so it's more organic, and that honestly is the best way to get people on board, because your brand is out there, the people explaining to the other hosts what to expect. So that works really well. Otherwise, there's also people reaching out to us because the more and more people get to know about Withlocals, they understand, okay, this is something they can make a living out of. So it's a combination of those two, an effective outreach. But when we do open a new destination, we don't start off with these castle experiences, so to say. We start more with the standardized concepts. And once we understand what's doing well, what is it that people are looking for, then we build on top of that by headhunting.
So that's those are kind of the elevated premium
Exactly.
crown
Like the
jewel
level 2.
as you start
Yeah.
to build the second
Yeah.
layer of
Exactly.
more premium and higher
Yeah.
end. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
well,
really
we're
cool.
always looking for people with special accesses to vineyards or cheese stores or a different story they have to share. There's space for that always.
Very cool. I really like that. So you're here at Arival 360 here in San Diego.
Yeah.
First one. Are you a veteran? How many times have you been to Arival?
Quite a few of those, but it's
Nice.
the first time in the U.S.
Okay, very
Yeah,
cool.
so
Well,
that makes
welcome,
it special.
welcome. Outside of delivering a really excellent keynote, what else brought you to Arival this year? Did anything else you were looking to accomplish while you were here?
Yeah, just a couple of things. One was always meeting people from the industry. Second, there's things to learn with all the sessions going on, keynotes like the ones we had this morning or the last 2 days I've attended quite a few interesting ones around social media and influencer marketing. So just the trends, what are picking up well. And the third bit is talking to operators that operate in the US, just to understand from them what US market is like on ground and gather that information. So if we ever plan to expand to the US, that's going to come in handy. So yeah, all of those things together is what got me to the US.
I love it. Was there a keynote other than yours that you love that you've seen so far, or one that you're looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to the one which is today actually,
Yeah?
this evening, which is on trends. And it's got a combination of, I believe there's Klook, there's Varter, there's quite a few names on the board. So just excited to see how they see the industry evolving.
Yeah, no, I love that.
Yeah.
So, what is the hardest part of marketing in your category, in your opinion?
Yeah. It is, the hardest part is to be reliant too much on one channel because there is a lot of competition out there. Sure, you can make yourself stand out when you position your brand or you look at social. But for us, being able to crack the different channels is still a bit of work in progress. And the second bit is if you're relying a lot on paid ads, then yeah, we see marketing costs going up, we see competition getting more intense. So that is a bit of work that's being focused on right now. So yeah, we're constantly just optimizing our marketing setup to make sure that we're on top of that at all times.
I love that.
Yeah.
You talked a little bit about influencer marketing and social, a
Yeah.
little bit about my background, social video,
Yeah.
influencer space. How much of your social content strategy is in-house creations,
Yeah.
agency, UGC
Yeah.
/ hosts, or influencers? Could you break down
Yeah.
like what percentage goes to for your
Yeah.
social strategy goes to what?
Yeah, I could. So back in the day when we used to send people on location to open a city, we would actually even send videographers with them. So that was, think of it as having a production team on location.
Yeah,
in
you had
every
like an
city.
in-house video production.
Yeah, so we
Yep.
had an in-house editing team, we had in-house videographers. So all of it was happening completely at the quality we would desire for it to be. So we had that high quality content that's still on our YouTube channel. You can find it on Instagram. It's everywhere, and to date we find it very relevant. It drives a lot of traffic. But now that we've not been spending that much money by sending the team on location and we're doing it differently, we still are trying to find out the best way to get good quality content but at scale. So it also doesn't break the bank. So combination of all of that is still something we're trying to figure out. But yeah, definitely our hosts help. We have some hosts that are very passionate and natural in front of the camera and they love to shoot content. So they keep sending us information or videos, and then we love to share them on our Instagram page. So that's the one that we have that's most active.
Nice. And what are you most excited about for the future of what you guys
Yeah.
are accomplishing at Withlocals in the next 6 months to a year?
Yeah, I mean, the focus is on opening new cities because that's been working well for us. But while we open new cities, we also want to grow responsibly. So the cities that we opened last year, the ones that are doing well, how can we then take them to the next level? So not to just forget about those cities, but really keep building on top of that. And then the next bit is around product and tech. because there is so much happening in the tech space, in the AI space. So how can we leverage AI to help our support or help hosts personalize more experiences and just make life easy for everyone, while keeping the human element there. So that's a common thread with everything that we do with AI.
I love it. I love it. I think it's the human way to approach implementing AI.
Exactly.
How does AI let us do things faster so we
Yeah.
can focus on the parts that are actually exciting, like
Yeah, the parts
hanging
that are
out
more
in person
nuanced.
and being at events
Yeah.
like this and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I love that. All right, where can people find out
Yeah.
more about you
Yeah.
and the business? Anything you want to plug and point people towards?
Yeah, definitely. The website is withlocals.com. I recommend if you're traveling, then check it out for your next trip. Otherwise, you can look for us at Withlocals on Instagram, LinkedIn, and my personal LinkedIn is Shradha Bhatia. So yeah, hit me up if you want to talk about anything travel related, trend, passions, or if you can collaborate together, then it'll be fun.
Thanks, Shradha. I appreciate you coming on the
Thanks,
show.
Dylan.
Have a great day.
You too.